Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Theresa Conway-Hayes and I want to welcome you to hashtag Teri's Crafted Christmas 25. This is a annual event and it has 40 collaborators, 55 YouTube videos, a YouTube giveaway with 3 prizes, Facebook giveaway with 25 prizes, weekly freebies, weekly challenges, and in my description there will be the Linktree link for all of the links that you can visit. And I'll let you go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and you can make it bigger with a screenshot. So be sure to, be sure to watch the other collaborators and use their Linktree link as well. All right, here we go. Now, right now, you see 2 journals on my glass mat there, and this is my Crafty Christmas bin, and it's got a little bit more stuff because I'm doing 2 videos. I'm doing this one on the 16th of December and a second one on the 27th of December. For this one, I'm using Lottie's Magic Attic, her Christmas Tall Pink digital. I started with this, and I used a piece of substrate that was kind of rough looking, so I built my design of the journal around that substrate for the cover. And at one point I decided I wanted to abandon it, but I am gonna, oh, this is paperclip. For some reason I was thinking that was a safety pin, but it was kind of cute. It gave me a chance to use my angel dangle, which I have no idea where I got that from. And so I have notes here that I was going to build a cover plate, I was going to stencil areas, I was going to add pockets, I was going to finish ephemera makes, and then I was going to add charms to the binding here. Let's open it up to the middle. That's how you can find out what type of binding a maker does, is go to a signature and go to the middle of the signature. And so this is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and this is 1 signature. Now I've yet to figure out why I abandoned this because so far I'm not minding it. This is a vintage Christmas card that I just stuck in there to cover up the inside of the front cover, because typically when you decorate the outside of the cover, then you have the inside of the cover to decorate. And that was what I came up with because I was changing my design as I was moving along in creating this journal. Here we have a envelope that is allowed to be tucked in by this Tim Holtz plate. I don't remember what these are called. But this envelope was created with a Frankenstein stitch. It's when you take a master board and you stitch around crazy like to make it look like Frankenstein. And sometimes my brain just goes blank on terms. It just has a will of its own. So something could be put in there. This was done with all scrap papers, so this was a scrap buster project. This card was sent to me by somebody. I don't remember who, But here's one of Lenny's digitals. There's the other side. I used a page from a book on Christmas in here, a child's Christmas book. Here's one of the digitals that I coffee dyed and stamped with the Tim Holtz stamp. I'm just going to go ahead and show this because I'm not minding it at all now. I don't know why I abandoned it. Then I have wallpaper in here, another one of Lenny's digitals that has been coffee stained, another digital that has not been coffee stained, just inked that side because I ended up with some white, and I don't leave any of my digitals white on the edge. Another digital. Here's a straw paper envelope that I opened up, so it's the other side of it's going to be over here, and I just reinforce the edges by folding the edge in. Coffee dyed digital, some stamps, and this is a page ruffle paper page ruffle. Well, it wasn't from a page because this is an antique document that I found at a thrift market in, I think it was Phoenix, Arizona. And so I just sewed a ruffle and then put some lace on it as a page edge. These papers are beautiful. I really enjoyed using them. And I always like throwing in a bit of vintage, real ephemera with things, with journals. I use some antique Italian foreign book page for this, and some fabrics that I bought from someone on an online sale. And then I got this trim or ribbon, whatever you call it, from Taperology. And then I got this from that same online sale. So that's that. And I just did a simple closure with a paper clip and a charm and a bit of ribbon. This one is an accordion journal. So this is the front, and it was made from a file folder. And this clip is just held on by a piece of string. And we'll just flip through this real quickly. I've used vintage pages and the digitals from this kit. This is the same kit. Christmas Tall Pink digital, some stamping, some old book page digital, old book page, and then going back on the other side, which it doesn't lay flat because I've got that closure right there. It's kind of a different closure than usual. Some Florentine paper digital, music paper, old book page, and old book page. So I've just put the background on this and inked it, and that's where I left this. And I'm just going to remind myself, I probably should have reminded myself before I turned the camera on, of stuff that I have in here. I just, as I was making stuff, and it was Christmas, and it was not somebody else's digital, I put it in this box. So I've got a tag that was made with straw paper, a stamped piece of paper, some butterflies. Now these actually are digitals, so actually this one does not qualify to be in this box. So we will just move that over to the unqualified space. So then I have a bunch of pre-made ephemera here, and this qualified because this was made with scrap paper, Tim Holtz, that rickrack from the sale, Tim Holtz, old book pages, and yeah, that one I could use. Of course, it's kind of big, but I'll hold on to it just in case. And so anyways, all of these clusters, tags, pockets, whatever, I'm just gonna go through real quickly. This is all made with original ephemera, sometimes vintage, and no digitals. I just did that because I wanted to pre-make some things to make sure that I was prepared for when I was ready to make the video. You never know when life throws you a curveball and you end up with less opportunity. I think this is a pocket, and these are page edges, to less opportunity to do what you wanted to get done. So all of this is made with original ephemera, sometimes vintage ephemera, Tim Holtz stuff, and so none of it is anybody else's. Okay, this one doesn't qualify because it's got a little digital there, so I'm going to throw that over into the unqualified pile. Got that one. That works. It's so funny how those can sneak in on you. This has a little something here, but that's from like a taperology pack that I got or something like that. Same thing with this. These are not digitals. These are scrapbook, book pages. So this is all good pre-made ephemera. This is so big. These are from some educational cards. Just checking the collage to make sure there's no digitals. Now, if I was using Lenny's digital for this, that would be fine. But this was before the digitals came out. I pre-made some stuff because, again, I just wanted to make sure that I had my ducks in a row. And I was given these Christmas cards, I believe, from my sister. So I put those in there because I figured that was good fodder. I don't know who I got that from. Pre-made pockets. These are like, I don't know if they're burrito pockets or what they're called, but this is huge. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to use that one in either one of my journals. And these are, that's okay. This one probably isn't going to fit. That's kind of big. It's more Christmas card stuff. I got this from Carrie the Paper Monkey in a Happy Mail. And yeah, so just threw in some stuff to be ready. So I'm not going to bore you with going through any more of that. Then I have, goodness gracious, that's more pre-made ephemera. I have, this is what I'm looking for. This is my pre-made ephemera for Lenny's digitals. All right, so I'm just going to take a quiet moment to add some of these in. Having a container of glue would be a good thing at this point. I'm using art glitter glue. Sometimes I trade off between Barely Art and art glitter, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use art glitter because art glitter, in my opinion, is one of the strongest glues. I'll give you my little disclaimer now because I may have some folks that visit my channel that, did I do that right? Yes, I did. That aren't used to me and my ways. And my disclaimer is that I have what's called familiar tremors, and that's the reason for my hand shaking when I'm trying to craft. So I just put that out there. Now, what's fun with this sort of thing is you can do it like this, and then you have a tuck here, and you have a pocket here. Now that is my front page, so I definitely don't want to do that there. This is where part of this was made with a file folder. I think I already said that, but just in case I didn't. So this little piece section here attaches onto the bigger section. And this is actually where I was thinking maybe I could fit. Am I going to be able to find it? I just think it was this one. Maybe I could fit this. No, it wasn't that one. I'm just gonna put a scrappy strip in there just for a placeholder. Who knows? I might just leave it in like that. Now, when you're gifting journals to someone, if it's like a family member or friend who has no experience with junk journaling and is just intrigued by it and loves it for the beauty of it, so on and so forth, just putting in beautiful ephemera and pockets and stuff is great. But if I think that a journal is going to go to a crafty friend who does junk journaling, like if I were going to gift this to Teri, then I would be perfectly okay to put something like this in here, because then she could take that out and say, okay, yeah, I do like that piece, and then she can use it in one of her journals and kind of use this as a bit of a ephemera book. So do I want to, I think I do. I want to put this here, and then this will flip out and something can go in here. I haven't glued this yet. Or I could put it like this, and we could put something in there. I don't really want to do that because I didn't put this on double-sided digital. And one thing about me is I don't like to use the white side or white edges or anything like that of a digital. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this, but when you go on this side and flip it open, there's not a whole lot of room there. So because I'm going to use this the way I'm going to use this, I am going to edit this digital a bit. To just give it a little bit more tuck space. So I'm going to tear this off. And I'm going to punch a little divot. That's too small. I do a lot of live streaming, so I keep looking over and have to remind myself that I don't have a chat to look at. So I think I'm going to bring this down a little bit more, and I'm not going to really worry about the fact, but then no, I'm not. Never mind. Duh. Okay, so this is going to go like this, the way it was. This will flip out, and there's lots more room to, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. So let's close this up. And we were going to go like this. And I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there. Uh-oh. For a minute I was afraid I was tearing it, but I don't think I did. Okay. But now we need, so I don't want to look at that because that's all the other kit. So let me hide that from myself. Okay, now we need a little button. And do I see a little button right there? No, it's something that was attached. Okay, thought I was going to get lucky. I want to put a little button type thing here to hold that closed. So I have some stuff here, but I got to see if any of it's not digitals. This will work right here, but it might be too big. No, that'll be fine. It's kind of stiff. Okay, I'm going to have to take a minute to hold that down. Actually, let's just do this. There we go. I have a pocket there. Okay, what are we going to put there? That's cute. It's been so long since I've looked at this kit. I don't really remember that. But it was in this group of papers, so it should be fine. Okay, sometimes I just think about it too much. I'm just going to put this down. And I'm going to put it down in a way that I can fit a little something behind the envelope as well as inside the envelope. Now, I tend to make marathon videos, so I usually go at least an hour. If that is too much for you, then I'm going to take this clip off now because it should be dry. Then please feel free to skip ahead. Let's see, what else does she have for pockets? This is cool, but this is really big. Oh, it would look really cute right there. I'm going to move my camera out a little bit. It would be nice to have, there's a lot of little tags I'm seeing in this kit. So I'm going to look for a little pocket. That's not little, but it's a bit smaller. So let's go ahead and put that right there. Anyways, if long videos are too much for you, you're tired of hearing my voice, one option, and I'm perfectly fine because I do this same thing, is to mute me. I don't know if my videos put on closed captions or not, but that might be an option. I know some people's videos don't have closed captions, which is unfortunate for me because I do put mute on a lot. I'll be watching videos when I'm out in the living space with my husband, and I don't require him to listen to my videos, so that's one of the main reasons that I mute a lot of videos. I didn't ink that. Well, we can just ink it. Oops, we need the lid. I'll put a little bit of ribbon on top of that to make that decorative. We'll put that pocket there. And I'm going to glue the whole bit because it's a fragile paper. it being original vintage ephemera, and that'll make it more sturdy, give it more strength. And then I didn't yet glue these together. Now, you can't make a journal in 1 hour. That's why I did a lot of prep work for this. But I can give you a lot of the basics and demonstrate a lot of the digitals that are in this kit and that sort of thing. But, you know, I look at this and I think, oh, do I want to do some stenciling on this? Or I want to put a little piece of string on there and stuff. But if I took the time to do all of that in this video, it would be much longer than so here we can just put this little coin envelope in here like that, and that'll be good for now. I don't want to get too carried away, because this would not be a good journal to make thick, turn into a chunky monkey. I do like that, but I think I like that one better. Then we have a little journal card right here. It's kind of tall for there. I'm not totally opposed to that. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. What is all this yummy stuff? This stuff is too big for this journal. So this could be used in the other journal. Oh boy, that's a big pocket. Now these triangle pockets that are in the kit, those are nice to put them like right here so that I don't end up covering all of the background, because I personally think that background is pretty and I like it a lot. In fact, I might even edit this pocket and make it a little smaller, just so that it's more of just a small tuck spot, and so that I don't cover up so much of that background that I'm attached to. In case you're wondering, I am inking with Scorched Timber. And I'm out of the range of screen, but I'm using the table to steady my hand. Just putting the glue down. And now I'm back. But man, I keep inching off the screen because I got so much yummy goodness here. See if we can fit anything in there. Now this needs a little bit more glue, but I'll tell you that one of the things that I do when I pre-make ephemera is a lot of times I will do a sloppy glue job on my pre-made ephemera like this, because when I'm ready to do my thing with the journal, this gives me the opportunity to say, hey, this isn't enough for me. I want to do a little bit something more with this. So maybe I don't know if I have any labels here. Trying to think of an example. Ooh. That's a cute little card to go in. Even though it's going to stick out, it's going to look good when it has a little piece of ribbon in there. But like a label, stick a label under there, you know, just make it look more fun. So I'm not going to do anything with that right now, because I may want to come back and do something more, or if not, I will glue this down more. I might make it a little bit smaller. I like to do things in steps, because when I do that, then I always say that it talks to me. My stuff talks to me and tells me where it wants to go, or where it should go, or whatever. So here I could even do a top tuck. Let's do that. This is a little bit big. We're gonna have to edit that. See if that'll work. Like that. Yeah. Sort of. I want some more off on this way. Okay, that works. Okay, there's a top corner tuck. And do we have pockets well, yeah, we have a pocket there. That's a tuck. Now, we could, okay, what else could we do? I don't even know what this is. I'm not going to take time to figure it out. Okay, we could put this here, but that is way too matchy-matchy. I can't remember. No, I didn't. I put that all the way down. I'm going to call these embellishments. So I'm going to make a pile of embellishments. This is a pocket. Calling that a pocket. This is an embellishment. Embellishment. A little tag. Put that there for now. Embellishment. Some more tags. I think we'll use all the tags up. I don't know if I'm going to use that. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Embellishment. And Okay, I'm not going to use these. I may use some of these. Actually, I was thinking of doing a top tuck. Yeah. So I'm going to take that top off. Make it straightish, because I don't want to cut too much of the scroll work off. And re-ink. Now I'm going to be upfront with you. These kind of videos aren't what I call my best videos, because I'm under, what I want to say, I'm under restrictions. Like, I mean, I didn't read anywhere that said, oh, your video can't be an hour long. Can't be more than an hour long or something like that. But I do feel a little restricted, so I really encourage you to watch some of my other videos. I do have playlists. Oh goodness, I'm going to have a Teri's Crafty Christmas playlist. That's the problem with our glitters. You don't get a lot of wiggle room. And if I'm going to make a journal, yeah, I'm going to tell people ahead of time, hey, this is going to be a marathon journal, because, or it'll be in series. So there may be other videos in this series that aren't, you know, my scheduled collaboration. So you may want to watch out for that too. December is busy for a lot of us, because I think a lot of us jump in on a bunch of collaborations. I know I have. I'm doing 3 collaborations, and one of them has been ongoing for a while. That's Amy's Crafty Cat 50 Stack Challenge, which has been great because I've used that as an opportunity to pre-make some ephemera in preparation for this. Now I can see I probably didn't need any of that, but like I said, it's good to be prepared. So there's those, and I can put something in here. So I could just put like an envelope in here, and then I might put, wait, let me make sure that's going to fit before I come up with another part of the plan. Okay, it does. Lay those to the side. So then I can take something fun like original ephemera invoice. Let's see what I have. Oops. Do I have anything in here that would fit? Oops. Stuff dropped. Okay, well, like here's a little card. But that is a big envelope. Do I have anything a little bit bigger? Oh, like I might just take a piece of vintage paper like this. This is some of my vintage ephemera to use for stuffers. So then I can just take this and fold that in, and then fold that this way, tuck that into the envelope, which isn't glued yet. We'll put this in, and we'll put this cute little piece in there. And then we'll put that right there. Now I might even, sometimes I like to use some of these embellishments and put them, like I'll put that on there. Again, if I wasn't trying to be conscientious of my time, well, actually I wouldn't for this one, but sometimes I'll like put at least 3 layers, like some lace, maybe some cheesecloth, things like that underneath that embellishment. But this is kind of a tight pocket, so this wouldn't be a good place to do that. Let's go ahead and punch our holes in here. And then we can just take some candy cane like twine and I'm gonna tie both of these together. I've never done that together. I have never done that before, so that might be fun. If I can get that through there. Oops, it's not cooperating. Okay, we'll just make a little knot here at the top. Or not. This is really tough for me. It takes a lot of patience, focus, and concentration, which I think those pretty much are the same thing. But I do this on occasion, not a lot, but I do like to do it. I do like to show my struggles as an encouragement to other people who might struggle, need some kind of accommodation for their crafting, and to not be afraid to show it. I mean, we're normal people too. We just have shaky hands or shaky voice, or maybe no hand. I don't know. Don't be afraid to have fun. This is really cute. I gotta see if I can use this one. Well, we can put it in a pocket. So let's go ahead and glue this up, because this is really cute, so we have to use it. And we can just put something in there. And we'll put that right there. Cute. Do we have any tags are already made? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because there is a ton of stuff left here, is I am going to do another video, so you may want to watch out for that. And wow, I didn't do any tags. Yes, I did. It's kind of fat though. Will that go in there? No? Can I take that off? Maybe this one will go. I feel like this isn't her digitals though, so I'm not going to use those. Because my brain is saying, I don't think so. I did make these cute little ornaments with my cricket. That would be cute to go in somewhere. Let's just put that in here. Wouldn't that be a cute little surprise for somebody to open up? It would be a really good Advent stuffer. Advent journal stuffer. So we'll just stick that little cutie in there. And then do we have something fun to put on the front? She's nice, but not small enough. None of these are small enough. I could maybe cut her down. Yeah, let's cut her down right below her cape. Yes, I like that. Okay, everything's done there. We don't have something for here. So that could go there. I just would like something more fun. Oh. Is this from this kit? I know this is. So let's cut that down a little bit to make it fit. We're going to make a tag. A bit more. Wow, that's a tight fit. What's going on here? little bit thinner. Yes, that'll work. And we need a hole. Let's go with this one. Okay, that's all done. That's all done. There's nothing in here. Put a little something in there. There we go. And a little something in here. Is there anything taller? Oh, that's not tall. This is tall. Might be too tall. Yeah, it's too tall. Is there anything a little shorter? Oh, too bad we can't fit that inside of there. That would be fun to have matchy-matchy. I love this. What is this? It's thick. Okay, let's tear this down. So we need it right about here. Lots more. And then right there. Okay, give that an ink. Actually, let's do this first. Round the corners. Oh, we need ink here. Will it close? It will, because I'm going to make it close. But then I see white, so change your plans. Cut it off a little bit more. So you know the saying that I'm a woman, so I have the prerogative to change my mind? Well, you could also apply that to crafters. I'm a crafter, so I have the prerogative to change my mind. Or I'm a junk journaler, so I have the prerogative to change my mind. There we go. Now it looks right. And I might even make some kind of closure for that some point, but you can also probably tuck that in, but I'm not going to try. Let's get back on screen and see if I got everything. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up there. This actually opens up, and we didn't put anything in there. So I kind of just like to put my finger in there and pull it out. We'll just put this pretty lady in here with her little bubble head, because that makes a nice little tab to pull her out. And then if I had more time, I might put some Christmas stampy stuff on that or something, some tissue paper. Actually, I might have a little tissue paper here. Let me look real quick. I did have some somewhere last night. I was busy doing some stuff. Nope, I don't see anything. Okay. But because this is the back, I don't want to do a lot there. But is there any place I could put this? Because this is cool vintage. I call that, what do I call that? Starts with an L. Ooh, that might go there. What do I have in there? Nothing, just paper. And this is where I really junk journal up my junk journals. And I really enjoy doing that. But maybe I want to do something like that. And then do something like that. I think so. That's what I'm going to do. Did I ink that? Yep. I usually don't ink my original ephemera. Sometimes I will, but not very often. So we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to put some glue on this little pocket thingy. And we're going to put that right there. And then we can put, will she fit? Oh my goodness. She's gonna fit. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Let's make her just a little thinner. I'm not judging you, darling, about not being thin enough. I'm no one to talk, that's for sure. Oh, so perfect. And her little face will just tuck out. See, now that's where junk journaling starts to get fun for me. All right, I am going to wrap it up there. We're at 1 hour and 5 minutes. So it's time to say thank you for watching. And now the revealing moment is my closure going to fit anymore? Yes, it does. And this is what I've got for you for Lottie's Magic Attic Christmas Tall, using the Christmas Tall Pink Digital. And if you check into my videos later on in the week, you just may see me work some more in this one. So have a great day, and I hope to see you in maybe one of my live streams sometime. I hope that you'll definitely come back and visit for the video on the 27th, which I am going to be using another very creative digital artist's kit. Was that good English? And until then, take care. Goodbye.